Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 2 of What If Izuku Midoriya was Soundwave. Hey, last time we left off Izuku, who was born looking like, well, this, but less sharp corners, as you could tell. This shit would kill people. And we only got until like 2 weeks after his birth because he ended up calling out Rumble to eat some damn chips. They ended up taking him to the doctor. Well, Inko specifically, trying to figure out, oh, what the fuck is Rumble? Like, she didn't know its name. Izuku can't speak, he's only fucking 2 weeks old. Like, well, at least can't speak well. Right? And Rumble's just kind of like heard the doctor say fuck, and like, oh no, that bad word, punishment, bam, fucking breaks his knee. And, yeah, no. That's kind of where we left off. We're gonna skip to like 2 years, right? And Izuku's already like up to his mother's hip, which Inko, from what I can tell, isn't a tall lady. At the very least, she's like 4 or 5 something. I'm pretty sure she's like 5 something. She has to be, right? Like 5'2". I think maybe 4'2". Yeah, no, 4'2" actually makes sense. But when it comes down to the entirety of how everything is dealt with, Izuku learned how to speak properly at like the first year. The other years he just kind of has been exploring what shit he can and can't do. I.e., he figured out what that minigun was for. And, dear Lord have mercy, he accidentally, like, shot holes through the fucking wall. All this one time, and just out into the fucking street. So, like, after that, they had to go get his quirk updated again. And Inko knows of all 3 of them. She knows of Ravage, Laserbeak, and Rumble. Ravage is unearthly quiet. Rumble is unearthly loud. And fucking Laserbeak is just, what's up, man? Like, no, for real. Like, that's what I see Laserbeak as. Just this dude just chilling on homie's corner, like, sup? What you want? Like, that's how I see Laserbeak. And I'm gonna say just flat out, Laserbeak can't speak, and neither can, Ravage. But in all actuality, it's just one of those situations where it's like, meh, could be worse. But what I find even more funny is the blatant fact that Izuku doesn't need to go to school. Right? It was like he was born with a fucking supercomputer in his body. After he learned how to read, he got on his mother's computer. And just started looking things up at random. Basically jacked in and just started downloading information. Just like, and like after like 2 weeks of him doing that, he has the IQ of a goddamn grad student. Like, and he's like, God, I'm weird. Like, And he in this point, he doesn't think that he's like, I was not born. There's no way in hell. Like, but he has the memories, and he doesn't believe his memories can be tampered with. So he's like, okay, that's that, I guess. So like Izuku's kind of just doing what Brick did, my cinder block deku, just kind of fucking a hermit. Granted, he does try to go outside and make friends. Like, people give him looks, right? Because he's not human. He doesn't look like he's a person. Like, when he goes out with his mother, he gets looks. And Inko gets looks. Because it's like, okay, what the fuck? Why is there a robot here? Like, one of those situations. And Izuku doesn't fucking like it when people just give him that fucking look. He fucking, like, he hates it. He hates the fact that he draws attention. Right? So, during this time, Izuku's just been basically having fucking Laserbeak go around and do the equivalency of, like, spill paint on people's cars. Be an asshole. Like, just be a goddamn piece of shit. What I'm basically saying, he's like, he is a goose realized. Like, I've always seen Laserbeak. Granted, he has a hawk-like picture, but man, don't fuck with him. He's a goose. That man is Laserbeak is basically a damn goose. I don't know what else to tell you. Like a highly trained Spetsnaz goose, which has lasers. It's worse. Like, it somehow got worse. But regardless of that factoid, Izuku just has him fucking with people that he doesn't like. Right? Like grown-ups. He has Laserbeak, like, pour, like, fucking white paint on people's windshields and shit that he doesn't like. And then Izuku would eventually get his own computer at the age of, like, 7. Inko thought that she had a child lock on it. No. Izuku unlocked that shit almost immediately. And just kind of, alright then. Let's get doing what I know how to do. Like, he begins, like, learning coding and all this other shit that he probably shouldn't know. So during this time frame, during just this time frame of just stupid shit that Izuku's doing on the internet, because he basically became one of those PC gamers, like, oh god, this sounds fucking rich. Yeah, no, he became one of those PC gamers, and he was like, god damn it. No, I didn't mean it like that, like, and I'm talking about, what, like, mouth breathing, almost. But, luckily he doesn't need to breathe, so it's one of those. Izuku can talk, but it's like soundwave. So he always has a fucking, basically has a damn voice changer and a voice mog on all the time, like, which, like, makes it difficult, because there were times where internet crimes were done, and, like, people just kind of had their eyes on Izuku. It was like, did he do this? No, he's too young. Like, Because they used the voice mod, and that's it. That's the only fucking reason. Izuku was not a part of any of those crimes, but there was always like a bias. Of like, okay, people that use voice mods, one person that actually like can't help it. Like, he is a voice mod, and it's like, fuck. Why would he do this? Why would he not just make it sound like he has a regular fucking voice? True that. Like, it's one of those situations to where there has always been, like, a left eye that kind of glanced at Izuku once in a while. You feel me? But it wasn't abrasive like Nemesis Deku. They didn't target him as a fucking flight risk. Like, Izuku essentially just became this insular, kinda quiet person. He ended up finding, like, people that he did know, like people with quirks that work off of intelligence, right, in his school. Basically, he was a kid that basically stuck in the computer labs for recess and just stayed with his ass glued to the seat. He playing multiplayer games that he should not have on that school computer, but for some reason he has it. Because he may or may not be playing on the IT guy's computer. But anyway, regardless of the fact, Izuku just kind of has a group of friends in school. They're not, and they're like not fucked with. Why? Because there's this literal metal person that hangs around with them that casually does feats of fucking strength. And like, oh, nope, this is normal. Like, which would flag Katsuki's attention and would, like, cause him to, like, butt heads. And Izuku would act like he's mute. And he would start, like, signing at him. Because, to be quite honest, like, he did teach his, like, friends, like, how to sign and shit. So, Izuku's just kind of like, I'm gonna play off that I can't speak. So, essentially, Katsuki looks like if he does go up to him and try to fuck with him, he's picking on the crippled kid. Like, someone that physically won't give off a response and will, like, just, like, move his hands around. And so, like, people think, like, Izuku's either, like, just can't speak because he wasn't born with a mouth, or, like, what, but he plays it off like he's mute in school, right? Because it makes more sense to other people that he is a mute, because he doesn't have a fucking mouth. But, I mean, Izuku technically does have a mouth, he just doesn't use it, right? Because of the, little blast visor on his face that's basically been there since he was born. So it's one of those situations where it's like, this is more comfortable to have on than off. Like, meh. I like this one. But, during this time frame, Izuku would basically, like, throughout the years, just gain, like, that untouchable status that some crippled kids would get, like a don't fuck with him, he's mute. Like, Izuku does have friends, it's just the fact that, like, his friends know that he's not mute, and he's doing it specifically to get that status. Like, that don't fuck with the crippled kid or everyone will look down on you. Like, which then makes Katsuki, like, not want to do shit to him. Because he has an image to uphold. But regardless of the fact, like, has done this shit that has outdone Katsuki multiple times. Katsuki is like second place in PE. Well, Izuku doesn't do PE. He was like, after the first time, he was told not to do it because because Izuku, like, granted, Izuku's fucking metal. He's literally like gears and shit. So I want you to imagine going up against a literal fucking metal person in a football game. No. No. Like, Izuku wasn't really one for physical activity to begin with, but, like, he doesn't get tired. Right? It's one of those situations where, like, yeah, sure, I could be heavily damaged, but you can't fucking put me down, kid. Like, you could try. You'll fail. Heavily. Like, it's basically one of those situations. And Izuku doesn't really look up to any heroes because he finds them kind of like, okay, this system is kind of ass backwards. Like, why? That's dumb. He looks up specific laws. That vigilante shit is stupid. Like, he doesn't agree with it. And he shares his political opinions with his friends, and, like, Izuku slowly but surely, like, his political opinions throughout the school has kind of been getting headway. Because turns out Izuku's not mute. And this is like last year of middle school going into high school. Like, the mute kid that hasn't talked throughout grade school and other fucking classes, like, oh, no, I could talk this entire time. I only talk to my friends. It's like, damn! What the fuck? Was that fake sign language? Oh, no, that was real sign language. I learned that for the bit. You want to know why? Because no one has the balls to pick on the cripple. Like, nobody. When, like, Katsuki, that shit finally hits Katsuki, and it's like, oh, you've been fucking dodging me, huh? Little shit. And, like, Izuku usually isn't violent. But, like, the only reason he did this is because so he has full fucking opportunity to do what he's about to do. What he does is call out Rumble and say, yeah, yo, beat his ass real quick. And just... everyone's confused because Izuku never showed anyone his quirk, because technically that's illegal. But, they can't prove that it's a quirk. And they can't prove that it isn't. So, technically, they don't know what the fuck Izuku is. So, Izuku's just using his abilities. And Rumble comes out. And Katsuki's like, the fuck you think gonna do? This little fucking midget gonna... And this Rumble fucking slams one hand into the floor. Causes, like, the floor under Katsuki to, like, break and almost splinter slightly to get him off balance. And then Rumble just jumps up, punches him in the face, sends a shockwave through him. Katsuki's asleep. Like, what happens, and from what I could tell, Rumble does. He literally, his arms are literally, like, laced with, like, some fucking force feedback loop of just, he connects to something, that thing proceeds to, like, get knocked back via a shockwave. Wave of just, like, force. So, what happened was, like, when he hit Katsuki and the force fucking went through his head, it rattled his brain and he went the fuck to sleep. Like, that's basically what happened. Right? That's how it went. And, like, Izuku's literally, like, the honor student of that school. Like, he has the highest grades, the most, like, capability of learning. Like, just, he is goated. at like a young age, Izuku has been goated. But my jaw is actually starting to hurt. Not a lot, but you know, it's still like a weird healing process. I think it's just like something to do with my ear, to be all honest, but should be fine. So, but yeah, no. This is gonna be it. I hope all of you have enjoyed this episode. And yes, you're probably wondering, how many of these is he gonna make in backlog so he could sit on his ass? Like, and he's like, you're gonna find out. Because depending on how long I do, because shit, you guys might get like 5 to 10 videos like off gate when I come back, and you will know when I come back. But yeah, hope all of you enjoy this shit. Have a nice day. Goodbye.